Life Lessons by
your Grandpa Cory. I want to tell you about my grandpa, Grandpa Wilson. My mom's dad, his name was Hans Wilson. He was a big man, kind of a rough character as far as my perceptions of him when I was little. I found him to be very intimidating and very, very intelligent. He could do anything. He could fix a car. He could grow a garden. He was a foreman. He was a steel mill worker and was a foreman at Geneva Steel. So he's one of the strongest people I ever knew too. But I learned really early that he knew what he was talking about and that I should listen to him. One of my early memories, I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and I was at my grandma and Grandpa Wilson's house down in Payson. He had a chicken coop out behind the house, and there were always some chickens in the yard. And this day in particular, I was outside and I was watching the chickens. There were 6 or 8 hens and a rooster, and they were going along and pecking the grass out behind the house. And Grandpa was there, and he said, "Mr. Cory," he says, "you stay away from that rooster. He's a mean one." And I went, I thought, well, that was kind of an interesting idea to me that a chicken could be mean. And anyway, he walked on away, and so I watched him for a while. And this was he was a big rooster, big tall one with a golden mane and the red comb on his head, and he was very proud. And he'd strut around among all these hens as if he was kind of king. And even at my young age, I kind of felt like, well, you're not that tough, rooster. And I thought, I don't know how come my grandpa could think he'd be so scary. I mean, he's big for a chicken, for a rooster, but he's not big compared to me. I was 4 or 5 years old. I was much bigger than him. So I watched him for a little while longer, and I thought, well, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to show this rooster who's boss. And I'm going to run and chase him, and if I catch him, I'm going to give him a kick and just show him that I'm tougher than he is so that he'll know that I'm boss. So I did that. I went over and I charged at this rooster, and I expected him to run away like the rest of the hens did. And as I ran toward him and got ready to kick him, he didn't turn and run. He turned and faced me, and he came toward me, and I went to kick him, and he ran right up my leg, pecking me and clawing me and flapping his wings, and it scared me to death and hurt me a little bit, but not too bad, but scared me more than anything. And I kind of retreated and ran into the house all terrified, and after I was able to gather my senses and my wits, I looked at him and I said, "Oh my gosh, Grandpa really knew that in spite of me being bigger, that chicken was scary and was mean, and I should have just done what Grandpa said." So that's one of the first examples where I learned that I should pay attention to what he said.